Okay, it's a rainy day today, and I'm gonna make a pot of beans, and I thought I would just share the simple recipe with you guys. This is a quick and easy go-to, and I'm going to use the pressure cooker, but we're not gonna pressure it. So I'm gonna take the little pressure caps off because we don't need those. And just stick them away. So, like I said, we don't want it to build pressure and blow ourselves up, but I have a limited number of cook pots, and this is the one that we're going to use today. It's like the perfect size. So I've got a half a bag of navy beans that I had already eaten half of them, clearly. I think it was a 1 pound bag. Yep, so we're going to do about a half a pound of beans. And make all you want, but for me, I don't have a whole lot of refrigerator space, so I just tend to make up enough for 1 or 2 meals, so it's not hard to fit them in there. All right, so what we've got here is we got some fresh cilantro, a white onion, a bell pepper, and a jalapeno pepper, and then an avocado to top it off when we're done. And it doesn't matter what order you put these in, we're just going to get them in there. And I don't do anything fancy with my cilantro. I just use stems, leaves, everything, and just a pair of scissors. Seems to make it a lot easier. They don't have to be perfect, they just have to go in the pot. I happen to like the cilantro, so I just put the whole thing in there, a whole bunch. But if you don't like cilantro, then you might not be as happy with them as I am. And let's see here, get these out of the way. Let's go ahead and cut up an onion. I generally like the purple onions for everything, but for whatever reason with the navy beans, I just like the flavor of the white onions better. Use whatever your favorite is. My recipes are usually pretty fast and loose. And I don't really worry about cutting this into small chunks. I find that the larger chunks work just fine. Because these are going to cook down. And we have that. Alrighty, jalapeno, I'm just going to cut into some slices. Now I leave the seeds and the stems on my jalapenos when I put them in there. And this seems to kind of help the flavor. Again, if you don't like it, don't put it in there. And I'm going to do the same thing with the pepper. I am going to cut that stem off because it's got something on it. All right. And I'm just going to cut these into some fairly large chunks. And seed, stems, and everything. And I'm going to top this off with water. seed. All right, normally I would like put a ham hock or something in there, or some slices of ham, but what I happen to have today is I have some bacon, and we're just going to put a couple pieces of bacon in there. It's like 2 half slices, so, or 4 half slices would be about the equivalent of 2 slices of bacon. Doesn't that look good? Okay, I'm gonna little shot of Worcester sauce for flavor, and that's that. And then I just use some, I happen to have steak and chop seasoning. I usually buy different steak seasoning every time I get some. I'm just going to throw some of that in there. You can put whatever you want in it, but it seems to have a pretty good mix. And we'll just let that give it some flavor. Just going to give everything a quick stir. And then we'll stick this thing on the stove. And I'm just going to let that cook on low heat pretty much all day long. It'll eventually come up to a boil. And if you're in a hurry, you can raise the heat until then, but this will cook. This will be my dinner later tonight. So I'll just let it cook all day, and they will be the best beans you've ever had. All right, you got to have, we've got beans. You got to have cornbread with the beans. So without an oven, what we're going to do is use one of these guys. And you may have been using these wrong all your life if you have one of these, but I've seen a lot of people will take and put these in their oven, which is fine if you have an oven, but I don't have an oven, and these were actually made for no oven. These are made to be used on top of the stove. You'll notice they're really thick on the bottom, and they've got this nice little heat sink in the middle, and all these little fingers basically kind of heat up to cook your cornbread on the sides and the bottom, and then the top is done as well. But it gives it an awesome look, and it only takes us just a few minutes to make this. So I'm not even going to preheat this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil down in each one of these cups or whatever on here. Just put a little bit of olive oil in there just to make sure it doesn't stick. And then I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to the mix as well. And we're just going to use Jiffy Mix. And instead of milk, because living in a vehicle, I happen to have some canned milk, but I don't have really any room to put it in the fridge when I'm done. So we're just going to go ahead and use water instead of milk, and that'll be fine. And olive oil, let's see here. So again, this has not been heated up at all. We don't have to heat it up. And I just want to take and put just a little bit of olive oil in each one of these. And I'm just going to take my finger and kind of make sure it gets up on the sides. And that's that. Like I said, we're going to put a little bit in our mix as well. Like I said, I don't measure anything, so this is probably going to wear some of you guys out that are measurement freaks, but I'm a good enough kind of guy. But the more you make this stuff, the less that you'll feel the need to measure things. So we got the mix. We need an egg. We'll save our shell. You guys know I cook these up and put them in the dog's breakfast in the mornings. So we're just gonna stick that off to the side there, and they'll have that tomorrow. we'll dump the entire corn muffin mix in there. It calls for 1/3 cup of milk, but I'll be honest, I just mix in the water until it gets to a nice sticky batter that I'm happy with. I don't want it really runny, but I don't want it so thick that you can't get it out. I'm kind of thinking like maybe pancake batter would be pretty close to what you're looking for. But by all means, follow the directions on the box if you want. This is just how I do it. All right then. And when you're filling these up, you don't want to fill them clear to the top. You want to leave them, just fill these little reservoirs about 2/3 of the way full. I like to just put a little bit in each one, and then I'll come back and top them off. All right, that's it. I'm just going to set that on there and just let it go on a medium heat. You don't want to cook them too fast. She has the right idea. Just sleep the rainy day away. Noodle baby. How you doing? Oh, you sleepy? You want to say hi to everybody on YouTube? Say hi. Okay, this cornbread is done, and I didn't really set a timer. I just kind of use a visual to tell when it's done. So whenever the sides release from the pan fairly easily and they're golden brown, and the tops will be like a nice kind of amber color, they're good to go. They're done. So if we did our job right and we greased our pan right, then they shouldn't really stick, and we can just pull those out and set them off somewhere to cool and enjoy those with our beans this evening when they're done. And speaking about those beans, let's take a look at them. Oh boy, those are looking good. Let's give them a little stir. Don't those look good? Wow, don't those look delicious? Those are going to be so good. I can't wait for dinner time now. I'm always hungry anyway. All right, that's it for me. I'm going to enjoy these beans and cornbread and finish off the rest of this rainy day. Hope you guys enjoyed the recipe. If you try it, if you make the recipe, let me know whether you like it or not. Anyway, God bless everybody, and we will see you in the next video.